The directions for the student say draw a figure that has a larger perimeter than the figure below. So I like the way I saw most of you calculating the perimeter of this shape. What was the perimeter of this shape, Nora?
16.
Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the perimeter was 16 units. Each side was how many units? 4. Okay, so then Nora, is that who we're ready for? Nora, she had made this figure. What is the perimeter of the figure that Nora made? Brady? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The perimeter of the shape that Nora made is 10 units. Did I count it wrong? 14. I just counted 14, then I said 10. Brady, you messed me up. Okay, so it's 14 units. So, what are the dimensions of Nora's shape that she made? What? 5 by 2. Okay, so we had a 4 by 4 and a 5 by 2. So, what should Nora have thought about in order to build a figure that has a larger unit than 16? A larger perimeter than 16. Harper, what should Nora have thought about? What? What should Nora be thinking about? Who can help me? Callie? Right, the one she made is smaller than 16 units, so what does she need to do? Liam?
Make one that's like 7 and like 3.
Well, I don't know about 7 and 3. Let's think about our formula for perimeter. Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus the width. So what did the length and the width add up to on the shape and on the top? What do the length and width add up to at on the shape at the top? Everyone should be able to have their hand in the air because we're talking about 4 plus 4, which like everyone should know the answer to. Derek? 8. And then 8 times 2 is 16, and that gives us our perimeter. So what might we want the length and width to add up to make a larger figure, a figure with a larger perimeter? Should it add up to 8, less than 8, or more than 8? More than 8, right? So what kind of numbers are going to give me a perimeter that's greater than 16? What length and width will give me a perimeter greater than 16? Well, 3 and 5 equals 16. 3 and 5 is 8, and then when you double it, you get 16. So we need our length and width to add up to more. 3 and 7. 3 and 7 would work. If Nora made a rectangle that was 3 units long by 7 units wide, what would the perimeter be? Add those two together and then double it. What would the perimeter be? Harper? $20. The perimeter would be 20. 7 plus 3 equals 10, and then I would multiply that by 2, and that would give me 20. Give me something else that Nora could have done. Brady? 5 by 5. If Nora had made a shape that was 5 by 5, what would the perimeter be? What would the perimeter be? Callie? 20. Okay, what is another rectangle that Nora could have done? Another length and width that she could have done. Andrew?
8 and 2.
8 and 2. We're doing all of them are adding up to 20. So let's see if we can think of another perimeter. It doesn't have to be 20. It just has to be more than 16. Gage?
64.
6 and 4. Yep, that would give us another perimeter of 20. She could have just done a 4 by 5. What if she did a rectangle that was 4 by 5? What would the perimeter be? 18. 5 and 4 is 9. Double it, you get 18. So as long as one side was bigger than 4, then her perimeter would be greater than 16. Okay? She could have done like a 2 by 7. Just one side has to be bigger than 4 in order to make the perimeter greater than 16. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's identify and explain her error. Yes, Callie. Nora made her figure 2 by 5. This is another thing that I want to talk about for a second. That X means by. Maybe you've heard someone say, oh, that picture frame's at 8.5 by 11. Or I ordered your picture as a 5 by 7. Have you heard that term before? That means it's a 5 by 7 picture means that it's 5 inches this way and 7 inches that way. This is how you write 2 by 5 or 5 by 7. You could also use the word by, but this X means by in that situation, okay? Nora made her figure 2 by 5, which has a perimeter of what? No. What's the perimeter of the 2 by 5 figure? We've already figured it out. Yes.
60.
No, the 2 by 5. Kinsley. 14 units. Okay? She needed to what? To have one side. Well, she needed to have a length and width that added up to what? What did her length and width need to add up to? It's not a specific number, Nora. Well, more than, what did this length and width add up to? More than, what did the length and width add up to? More than 8. Her length and width needed to add up to more than 8 for her perimeter to be greater than 16. Does that make sense? Okay, 4 and 4 is 8. When you double it, that's 16. You have to have something bigger here to get a perimeter that's bigger than 16. Okay, that seems pretty, a little bit like a lot of us are really thinking about it. So what should Nora always do? Always what? What should Nora always do? Liam.
Always use the formula perimeter.
Always use the formula P equals 2 times length plus width to find shapes with a specific perimeter. Okay, we did talk about that when we did problem number 5. When we did the error analysis number 5, we talked about the same formula. Okay, are there any questions we can answer on that one? Okay, so you know we're looking at taking our test over the area and perimeter on Friday next week. Okay, so it is time to be asking questions when we don't know. Okay, next Friday is when we will probably be taking this test. Okay, go ahead now and get out your geometry word problems worksheet.